and we are reacting to the Justice League X RWBY Superheroes and Huntsmen Part 2 trailer. So we're going to do a reaction, and then we're going to do a little analysis. I would like to say, Hunter and I did not talk to each other this morning before we got dressed. This was entirely a coincidence. But yeah, we did not coordinate.
We kind of look like when two people go to a concert and they buy shirts and they put it on for the concert.
Oh,
so
dear.
You're wearing, like, that's the kind of general vibe that's going on right now.
All right, so let's get into the trailer.
This. I really have to hammer that home.
I have seen some weird things
I've seen
on
maybe
Twitter
one or two
from this trailer. So I'm interested, tentatively, what do you say, apprehensively is the word I'm looking for. I am cautiously curious about what the fuck is happening.
I will say that I did enjoy the first.
Oh yeah, for sure, but it just...
Yeah.
I don't know. Now that we're in more Justice League than we are RWBY, I don't know if you guys watch, but we couldn't release our Justice League reaction on YouTube. At least I didn't have time to edit it to the extent it would need to be edited compared to a regular RWBY reaction. So instead, to promote the fact that we reacted to the first movie, we released this video of me guessing all of the Justice League people and who they are and what they're like. And so I just feel like, you know, this is more like the Justice League fans went into the RWBY world. This is more like the RWBY fans have to go into the Justice League, and that's what I'm kind of worried about because I am not acquainted. Okay, this is a Marvel-driven household.
I'm sorry.
This is a Marvel-driven economy.
I'm sorry,
in
this is
house.
on the planet
you know
Earth?
I mean?
I don't know what Earth is.
Well, you know what I'm saying, right, Hunter? Like,
wait,
my mom is a Marvel fan.
You mean to tell me that this Superman man lands in a place called Kansas?
Oh, my goodness.
This is a little too far-fetched for
anyway,
me.
Not even about that. Just, I don't know these people. I don't know who you are.
Calling
you know?
the Justice League. We need your help.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, not pretty.
So the Grimm are overrunning Earth.
So many of them.
Oh.
How did this happen so quickly?
Oh, dear.
Really? Really?
I don't know who that is, by the way.
I think that's Black
I
Canary.
had the weirdest dream.
Oh, okay.
What is that?
Kilgore's digital world.
Then he got away. We need to stop.
Right. So that was the
Working with
Kilgore
someone stronger.
stuff.
Someone smarter.
So, what do we do?
We need to find Team RWBY.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's bad.
See, so this is
all
more
over.
focused on them. They
Why
have
does
to
it feel
pull
like they
Team
have
RWBY
that for
here.
us?
Okay.
Oh, it's funny because it goes after negative emotions and they're going after Batman.
It's Superman.
Also, RWBY, do RWBY design.
Oh, yeah!
Lesbian lasers.
I feel
Whoa. Weapons, new weapons.
Okay.
Wish we reconnected under
Hold
better
on, there's so much.
circumstances.
Oh my God, look at the new outfit.
But our world hangs in the balance.
I mean, Batman and all of them look good in the RWBY.
Oh,
No ears.
Blink in her ears.
made a new Grimm.
Oh,
That's a
shit.
dragon. No,
Okay, made a new Grimm sounds like Furlough, but we'll talk about this because, anyway.
And can shift to our weaknesses. How are you doing this?
Okay.
Oh, that looks interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
What they're doing will destroy us. We need to end this.
I do like these, like,
The
DC
new designs
characters.
are nice.
You
Yeah.
come into my territory and expect to win.
I
Who's
do like
that?
the new weapons.
Monsters.
Aw.
Okay. Okay. Well, they're not gonna let the Flash die in this movie. Okay, we have to listen to that again because there was just a lot going on, and there's no closed captions. So fuck that, by the way, because I cannot understand. The audio balance to me is that the music is a lot louder than the voices. I don't know if that's just me, but I can't hear anything anyone is saying. So whoever balances trailer, fuck you, first of all. And no closed captions, fuck you again. Because I can't hear what they're talking about.
So as far as I can tell, it is.
Calling the Justice League. We need
I
your help.
may be repeating a point here, but I do quite like how the DC characters look in the RWBY style.
Some of them.
And
I think the
imagining
Wonder Woman, the men
or
kind of look
Superman
a little better.
looks a
but...
little like too muscly. Like he looks like he has like abs next to his abs.
I'm also wondering, like, okay, is this? I guess this is Earth, right?
No, well, I think that's Gotham
I
City.
do wonder if this is like some of this at
No,
least.
that's Metropolis.
Okay.
But then, so that's Metropolis because it has the Daily Planet in it.
Right. Can you explain that for the people at home?
Right there is the Daily Planet, which is the building that Superman works at.
Oh, okay, as a journalist.
You also
Why are all
see
these
Elaine...
bitches journaling? Like, Peter Parker's out here taking the pictures, and then, like, Superman, like, you know what I mean?
I don't
why
know.
is that? Why is that a thing?
Because comic book characters are old enough for when that was like a manageable
your dream
career.
Job? Yeah.
Like, oh, you could make money as a journalist.
Anyway,
and then
I was just curious.
That L building is the Lex Luthor building, so I'm guessing that, which is where Lex Luthor...
So, it's not, it is on Earth, but it's a fictional city.
A fictional city
What I
in
was
America.
trying to say was, I wonder how much of this is reused Atlas assets, just because some of the buildings look like Atlas, which is totally fair. Like, I'm not, like, shitting on them or anything. I was just thinking, I was like, okay, I can't tell, because this looks like how Atlas looked.
We need your help.
Okay. Like, that street lamp, that was such an Atlas-looking street lamp. Yeah,
Also,
okay. I don't know who this is.
That's Black Canary.
Okay.
She screams.
Explain. A siren?
Like a scream that like shatters glass and like pops up ears.
I think Wonder Woman looks a little strange.
I like how muscly
I think it's
she
because
is.
she's so bare on the chest area that like, I don't know, like her top half looks too large. I think the men look better than they did in the
I like how Batman
in RWBY. I mean, I think Cyborg looked good. He still looks good now, but like Superman, we talked about how Superman looked whack, and now at least he looks a little right, because I guess they're more in their like, what do you say, like their canon form
Their
or
canon,
something. They're more on model to what I'm assuming, like
they look less like the RWBY version of themselves. And like, which is why the RWBY characters...
Men in RWBY never look good, except for Cyborg. He looked great.
Well, okay, so the RWBY characters, I think that's why they kind of changed how they look.
Yeah, because they almost would be very out of place.
Yeah,
right?
so they almost look like DC characters, like their proportions. So it made them look a little
Black Canary looks more like a RWBY character in this. You know what I mean? But yeah,
I do like the women's hair.
Oh my gosh, Vixen?
Yes.
I like how she looks. I think that she looks the best out of all of the girls. I think Superwoman is just, like, I don't know, there's neck, and then there's
Wonder
a lot
Woman,
of, sorry, a lot of empty space. And then Jessica, I liked her design better before, but obviously she's an adult here, so what can you do?
I like her little lantern over the eye thing. I dig that. It's giving me like the seal of Orichalcos.
All of the guys look better than they did, except, again, for Cyborg, who was always perfect, no complaints. But
the big Grim, like, so the big Sphere Grim, that's new. There is like a Dragon Grim that kind of looks like the one that attacked Blake and Son in the 4th season.
Which is interesting, because they're sort of trying to bring that idea into it, but yeah, I cannot hear. What are they saying?
How did this happen so quickly?
How did this happen so quickly? They're talking so quietly.
Really?
Kilgore, so they think it's still Kilgore.
Really?
I wonder why they would bring in a new person that wasn't in the first
Black Canary
part
is like...
Unless they did it because she's sus and she's working with the bad people. Has that ever been a Black Canary plot
Black
line
Canary
that sometimes...
is pretty white hat. She is kind of like the Justice League mom, though.
I guess, but it's just weird that, like, why are you introducing a character who wasn't there in the part 2 of the movie? You know what I mean? Like, why not have her have gone into Remnant in the first place with all the others? Because there's no one else. If there were, like, a few, like, if there were, like, 3, I'd be like, okay. But, like, it's just her. So that, like, that calls into question immediate suspicion, even though you're saying that that has never been... Who's most likely to turn bad? Who, out of all of these, who has had a plot line where it's, like, sometimes
Superman,
they're
I think,
bad?
is the most evil. Because everyone loves to make Superman evil.
I know the Flash was body snatched or whatever in the data matrix, but like out of all of these, if someone is working, and we'll talk about that, unfortunately Merlot we do not think is in this movie, and that it's Watts. We'll talk about that later.
I didn't pick up Watts other than like the orange.
We'll talk about it, but anyway. Christopher Sabat, who voices Watts, is in the casting list, and Dave Fennoy, who voices Dr. Merlot, is not. And so I feel like, though, can I complain even before the movie's out? They said that they're making new Grimm. That would have been perfect for Merlot. The fact that it's Watts legitimately kind of upsets me. The fact that it was Watts, unless Watts is like, I learned this from Dr. Merlot. Like, I was a student under Merlot before Merlot died.
I think the reality of it is that Rooster Teeth kind of wants to forget Grim Eclipse.
But making Grimm was Merlot's whole thing. People were genuinely excited excited to see Merlot. I'm just
Because
saying.
I feel like
there
then
were people
I
that
would
were
be
actually kind
rewarded
of hyped.
with my RWBY knowledge of that
Yeah.
like, random-ass character.
And, like, we'll
You
talk
know?
about when this takes place, too, because there's some confusion around that. But anyway,
So many
Grim.
of them. How did this
Another
happen so
Grimm. I
quickly?
like that the Grimm are just attacking
Really?
Earth. I think that's a fun little
Really?
twist.
Well, I mean, because they draw on negativity. There's still negativity.
Which
So
there's a
Wayne
really good-
Industries, that's Bruce Wayne's
Place,
billionaire
They had the
palace, I guess.
weirdest dream.
So yeah, they're talking about the dream that they all had.
With Kilgore.
Yeah.
Which was the first part of it.
Dream.
And so I want to just see if there's anything interesting. There's not. Except maybe that's Atlas.
Yeah.
So they're
I
still
don't
checking
know.
in on the
Maybe?
Atlas connection, but yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't a dream. We were in Kilgore's digital world.
Then he got away.
Yeah, see, like you can't hear shit. Is that just me?
I think that's
like,
just you.
can't
I can
like,
hear Kilgore's
something
digital
about
world.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
he got away. Like the music is drowning it out. I don't know, guys. Let me know if you guys are having that problem too. Obviously, I have earbuds while Hunter has headphones, but this trailer is just kind of poorly.
We need to stop him.
He's working with someone stronger. Someone smarter.
So people
Okay,
think that
someone
that's...
stronger, someone smarter. Kind of sounds like Watts, right? Because Watts had that
Merlot
whole
would have
like.
been smart too.
You know, but there's a piece in the trailer, I think, where you can see Watts for like a split second because I saw it going around on Twitter, so
what
we'll
do
try to
we
find
do?
it. I think that's RWBY talking. RWBY's the one saying, so what do we do, I think.
We need to find Team
Oh,
RWBY.
wait, maybe she's not then. It's somebody else.
No, I don't think it's...
That's weird.
Find Team RWBY.
So at some point,
We
they
need
go
to
from
find
looking
Team
like they
RWBY.
normally do
Yeah.
to looking like the DC-ified version.
You know,
I love this
bad all
joke
over, but why does it feel like they have it out for us?
because I think Batman is so pissy.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
as
think
much
that's
about
funny.
Vixen, but Batman is such a bad vibe that they're all swarming
I mean,
him.
it may also
That's
be
very
that the
funny.
Grimm have been modified to only target the
Maybe.
Justice League instead of regular people.
But the fact that we
there
know
was a
them
regular
to go
person.
after negative emotions,
Yeah,
I do like
I
that
think
they're
if it's a
chasing
joke,
emo
it's funny.
Batman.
If
I
it's
like that.
literal, then maybe they're only going after the Justice League and the Grimm are leaving regular people alone. Because there's just so many regular people, it would be a waste of Watts' time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
If they're trying to get revenge on the Justice League specifically. But I think that you're right, Hunter. It's a joke about Batman
Okay,
being
so-
negative. I'm assuming they change.
Yes. So, how do we feel about the redesign?
Let me listen to the
Because-
dialogue first. Hold
Good
on.
to see you again, Ruby Rose. Here, it's Superman.
I kind of like that. Like, I call back to the first thing.
Superman.
I like Ruby's ponytail. I think it's very, like, suited for her.
I think her outfit
it's cool.
looks kind of like Spider-Gwen's
It
outfit.
does. It kind of does.
Yeah.
I like that she still has the cape involved. Like, I think that her redesign, I think, is the best.
She
We'll
looks
talk
a
about
lot less
Yang.
baby and weirdly a little more like her mom dressed
Yeah.
like that.
Here.
And so some
it's
people think that this happens after Volume 9, to which I say, how the fuck? But some people think, and so I do kind of hope, maybe this is copium, I kind of hope that what we're seeing right now is at least partially for, like, Volume 10
No,
redesign.
I don't
At least
think
the
it's
hair.
that.
'Cause
I mean,
why
I
would
like
you,
the hair.
Why would you model whole new hair for just one movie?
I mean, it
You know
makes
what I
sense.
mean?
It would make sense that Ruby would have her hair
But
up
I'm
in the
just
desert.
saying, they could
But
reuse
well,
it.
think about it. So all of the DC characters got Ruby-fied versions in the
Yeah,
first half,
I guess.
and then all of the Ruby characters get
They could use
DC-ified
it for
versions
someone,
on the second
though.
half.
They could like color swap that and give Fox a ponytail. Like
Maybe.
I do truly believe that these hair will be reused in some
Maybe.
other alternate
Maybe.
capacity. Because I don't know, I feel like that
But I
if they
think
could
that
do
was
it,
always the plan with these series. or
maybe,
with these
maybe.
movies.
But yeah, I'm just saying because like there are characters that have not gotten an outfit update because it's so expensive to give new outfits to the models. But like you're not gonna waste the new hair
Well,
that you modeled, right? And
I mean,
there's
maybe
also
not.
there's a person. There's like an NPC or whatever, like a background character that looks a lot like Jessica. I think it was over here.
Yeah, I noticed a girl that looks up.
Yeah, that girl that
Her
looks a
face-
lot like Jessica.
her face
So
is
I'm
very
just
similar.
saying. But yeah, I think that Ruby's redesign is the best. I like her little ponytail. I think it is
Okay,
cute.
so that's cute. I like her
I like
little
Yang's
lesbian race.
ponytail.
That's the one thing I got spoiled is the fact that her thing is
Yeah, I
like
know.
the
That would be
lesbian
too. That
colors.
would be the only thing you
Yeah,
see on.
but for what I can see, I like her ponytail. I like her kind of
We're
gauntlet-y
different
sort
here.
of look.
I just think the outfit. I don't know.
I kind of get like a knight's armor, you know? It
I
almost
guess-
feels like that kind of feels like Wonder Woman-y. How
don't
Wonder
know.
Woman has her gauntlets and her like. Her
I just feel like that, like,
metal. Bust.
she looks like female Jean and not Yang. Is like, I guess, kind of what I'm getting from this one. I do like the powers that she has. I think the powers are cool, but like, I don't know. She looks too much like a knight and not enough like a brawler. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Because the Yang is supposed to be like that, like, I don't know what class it is in Final Fantasy, but that Tifa adjacent character. Right now, the armor is giving Jean. Like, it's giving, you know? And so I don't know if I like this one as much, but I do like her hair. Her hair looks fabulous
Her
like
hair
that.
looks amazing.
Again, like, if I could have a vote, I would say maybe vacuo hair, like, keep it. Why not, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know. And the weird, like, the bodysuit that covers one half of you, but not the other half.
I really like it.
I don't know.
I like it.
But yeah, I do like, I don't know. I like some parts of it, but it looks too much like it's not her.
So the new weapons.
Whereas Blake looks like her.
So,
That's something Blake
yeah.
would wear. I feel like that's not something Yang would wear.
I like that her powers look to be like inky blackness. It gives her wings. It kind of reminds me of Green Lantern.
Yeah, or even Vexen with the different
yeah.
animals. This
so
time
how do
it's
we
just
feel
different
about her
powers.
not having cat ears?
Okay. People are probably reacting that way because they have absolutely no faith in Rooster Teeth, and that's nobody's
And that's
fault
fair.
except theirs.
That's fair.
And so, like, you know, I wouldn't say that the ear thing is an overreaction because I don't think it's just her ears being gone. Because if they had brilliantly done the White Fang plot line and it was like, oh my god, like this storytelling, like it's so good, like this is the best depiction of fantasy racism we've ever seen in cartoon media, I'm sure people wouldn't be as like, why is Blake's ears gone?
That's
Like,
fair.
you know,
That's
but it's
fair.
the fact that like the White Fang, they already fumbled, it's like, what hope do we have left? And so I think that's just
true.
the thing.
Yeah.
Right? I think that people's reaction is built on the shaky foundation of the White Fang being terrible.
Realistically, I do think that like the White Fang was the thing that really like sucked about the Fauna stuff, but Blake's own like version of loving herself, I think, in my personal approximation, was pretty solid.
Oh yeah, but it's everything.
Yeah, but I also think realistically, in the course of the movie, it will probably be like, I have cat ears, wow. And then like, oh my goodness, my cat ears. And then at the end, she'll get her cat ears back and she'll be like, yeah, I'm so glad to have them. Like, I think at the end of and I feel like if that happens, it'll be like, okay, so wouldn't that be less weird if it's like,
it would be less weird.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't believe you. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Remains
I
to
have
be
no
seen.
faith in you. But
we
we'll
still
see.
need to look at how Weiss
I
looks.
wish we
Yes.
There we go. She looks like a snow. I feel like Weiss is like the least. As much as I do like her with her hair down, she looks kind of plain. She's sort of like her hair and her bodice kind of reminds me of like 80s She-Ra.
I mean, I like though it's a figure skating sort of like outfit.
Yeah, it is.
You know, but yeah. I think that Blake's outfit looks most like her.
I think
I'm just
Blake
like,
and
I'd like
Yang
to
are
hear
my
from
favorite.
a Yang stan, but like,
As
that's
a
not
Yang
Yang.
stan,
Like, to
I
me, it's
really
not
like-
Yang.
I really like, because I feel like each character kind of feels like a different superhero. Like, Yang kind of feels Wonder Woman-y. I
guess,
think
maybe
Blake
that's
kind of
why.
feels more like vigilante-y, Batman-y. And then I know that Spider-Gwen is a Marvel character, but she kind of feels like that lead. Maybe like, maybe you could also say like an Aquaman.
I just think the armor is weird because Yang has never been like armored. You
well,
know
they
what I
kind
mean?
of keep her robot arm, sort of.
Oh no, but her arm is not armor.
Yeah.
I'm saying that her bodice and stuff, again, she's given Jean.
I mean, I guess
if you told me if you color changed her eyes to blue, she would look like a female Jean OC right now. She would because even the banana hair at the front.
I will say that I think the asymmetrical arm thing works when one arm is like the robot arm and one arm's the flesh arm.
I just meant like it could have been two different colors maybe or something. It's just weird. Like, if on a practical level, if they don't have their auras, you have one side that's covered and one side with bare skin, and the bare skin side is the side that would hurt more because your robot arm is on the other. So I'm just like, they could have switched it maybe? I don't know. I just think that the unevenness is distracting when the functional purpose of it. Because in RWBY, the outfits don't need to have a functional purpose because you have aura, right? Like, you have characters like Fox running around and he has like barely any clothes on and he's just fighting out here because he has natural protection. But if you're gonna give a character protection, you're giving it on the side that they have the least amount of protection because they have their bare arm skin
Yeah,
you
but
know,
then,
they have
like,
their
look at
flesh
Wonder
arm,
Woman, you
right?
know?
Yeah,
It's
I
one of
guess
those
so.
things.
I guess that's true, but she has more powers than they do.
Yes, this is a cute shot. I like that.
Yeah, it's just so, like, she's just so naked. But yeah, it's good that they're bringing some of the old
No,
Grim
you know
back.
what? She reminds me of Nightwing. Blake reminds me
I
of
could not tell
Nightwing.
you. But yeah, hello, Atlas
It does.
characters, I'm
And
sure.
that's her canary cry.
But see, that's interesting though, is that she used their powers
So they're
and
absorbing
they
their
used
power,
it right back.
which feels like Marlowe, which is
Then why is it not Merlot?
which kills me. I don't know.
Whoever is
And it's green too,
Like Merlot!
which makes me think Merlot, unless
will destroy us.
the guy Christopher Sabat is like doing Merlot now.
But why? Dave Fennoy is like he's fine. He's Penny's dad's PA, right? So it's
Oh,
not like
right.
he's, you
Okay.
know, like
I didn't realize he
They
played different.
made
but yeah, I can't hear
Grim.
shit.
I can hear it fine. I do like the I know I
The
do.
Grim
like
have
the-
evolved. Like that was such a choppy.
Well, that sounds like it was over a PA.
Maybe.
How are you doing this?
whoever is working.
This
with
feels
Kilgore.
like they're in another digital world, like it's Kilgore.
Maybe
We need to end
in the digital world they may Watts
You
deleted
die in
Blake's
the game.
ears.
You die for real.
Like, you know what I mean? If it's digital, Watts was like, oh, we can't have that.
Well, yeah, I mean, would it be so surprising if Watts was a bigot?
Oh, well, wait a minute. So
Oh, there
she
they are.
has her ears right here.
Well, they are still in their original outfits.
So when she changes her outfit, she lost her ears? How did this happen?
Maybe they do something more important where it's like when she remembers who she truly is, she stops being the superhero.
Do you think that they
and
have,
she
like,
becomes
memory
herself.
loss or
Yeah, well,
something?
because the other people did when they landed. In...
Oh, that they don't remember
Yeah.
their Team Ruby.
So
well,
what?
that's
So I feel like
interesting.
that would help with the issues of Blake losing her ears if
Yeah.
she
Because
like
we assumed that the outfits came
when
later.
when she forgets who she is as a person.
But what if
she
the new
doesn't have her
outfits
ears.
come first?
I don't know.
And they have memory loss, and then they get their
Yeah.
old weapons back later when they remember who they are. Now that's
I think that would help with the whole like her losing her ears issue.
yeah.
Which like I want to
They
make
just-
clear.
they just
yeah.
pulling back up.
Which I want to make clear. I do think it's an issue.
Yeah, it's just I do. That's interesting though, Hunter. Like this idea that they
Yeah.
forgot who they are, so they're in superhero
Yeah.
outfits, but then when they remember who they are, they go back to
Come into my
Atlas.
territory and expect to win.
Let's
That's
go stop
Kilgore.
some monsters.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the time.
Yeah. Okay. So
My guess is that it starts off with Team RWBY being a member of Justice League, and by the end they remember that
but
no,
they
we're
say
from
that
a
we
different
need
place.
Team RWBY. So did they forget too?
Well, also
Or is
there's
it
like
that they
Justice
didn't
League,
forget?
but then there's also the Teen Titans and the Young Justice and the
yeah.
the you know there's different like teams, you know.
Right.
So maybe Team RWBY is just a different superhero team.
Right. And so they know that they need Team RWBY and that Team RWBY is not part of their world. But maybe Team RWBY doesn't remember that.
But
they're-
unless they mess with the audio a bit, because you don't quite know, you know.
Yeah. And so that's interesting. That's an interesting idea that they maybe things are not. Okay, yeah. I don't know what's happening with all that. I swear that there was at a distance you could see Watts in the background shot.
Oh.
Like we said, Watts' voice actor is confirmed to be in the movie.
Mhm.
Therefore, hitherto, unless they're just hiding Dave Fennoy, I do think that it is Watts. And it made sense for it to be Watts when the hacking was going on, but I don't like that it's Watts with this Grim stuff going on, because when you think about, like, all the Grim stuff, I don't know, like, you think of Watts, you think of Merlot, you don't think of Watts, and so, like, I'm annoyed by the revelation that
But
it
at
may
the
have been
same
Watts
time,
after
Watts
all.
was a technology guy, and so is Kilgore.
Right. But in terms of making new Grim or whatever, the
Yeah,
Grim absorbing
but-
their powers,
but-
unless this is another
But
datascape and they
Merlot
aren't
was
really
like a
changed.
biologist, whereas
Yeah.
he
So you're
was a
thinking
computer
that they're
scientist.
not real
Yeah,
again,
this is a
basically.
computer simulation. like
I
the first
guess.
one.
But it makes me sad because they could have done something interesting and then, oh, it's Watts. And that also, like, okay, if this falls after Volume 9, is this Watts' like, Kingdom Hearts recoded Riku consciousness? Like, Riku, you have the, like, Riku, he has bugs in him. Like, is this Watts' consciousness? Or is this that Watts lived and didn't die when Cinder
don't know.
And so, okay, it's ridiculous both ways, because if Watts was doing this during Volume 7 and 8, ridiculous. When did he have the time? Like, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird, and nobody ever talks about it in Volume 8, so it's extra weird, especially when, I guess they knew that Watts was around, but it's weird, okay? Because, wait a minute. Yeah, because Watts fights Ironwood, and then Watts ends up in prison, and then Cinder goes to get him out. Isn't that what happened?
Yes.
As far as I can remember. I haven't rewatched anything that didn't have Neo in it for a long time. So, when you keep all that in mind, right? Like, when was Watts even doing this if in Volume 7 he was in jail? Unless it was during that time skip in Volume 7 that they shoved Arrowfell in.
Yes.
But even then, like, when did Penny get hacked?
That's also when the
before
first...
or after that time?
That's also when the first episode... yeah, I don't know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so if this is in the Volume 7 time skip and Watts was around, I don't know.
Maybe
like,
this
should they
is
have
in
more
the moment.
knowledge about
Yeah,
Watts?
I don't know.
And then some people were saying that
Unless,
it looks
like,
like
this
that
is-
Team Ruby was
yeah.
in Vacuo, and so this is after they already get back from the Ever After, and so therefore, what? Why is Watts alive?
Which is why Merlot makes so much more sense, I think, because like he hasn't been around.
This is what I
since,
hate. I
like,
hate
Volume 2.
canon adjacent. Like, I'm sorry. I'm a hater. I
Of
hate
canon
canon
adjacent
adjacent in this circumstance because, like, you're lying to me. There's no way this makes any sense. I mean, maybe, but like, you're lying. I think, hold on, maybe this was the big shot that Watts was. Oh yeah, you can see him. He's right there. He's in the
Where?
mech suit. It's really difficult, but he's right
where?
here. In the
that
suit.
looks like
He has his dark hair and this giant like mech suit and all of the
that's
grim.
a mech suit. Oh, that's
So
him.
that's
Okay.
Watts.
You can barely
So
make
you
him out.
can barely make him out, but it's
That
just
could
Watts.
hypothetically be Merlot, but I mean it isn't.
Merlot had
but-
white hair.
Yeah.
So it's
Unless
Watts.
that's like a helmet, like a mech suit with
It's
a helmet
not
on.
though, because
I
I,
can't
saw
really
someone
make it out.
enhance.
I don't know.
It's Watts. Yeah.
This video is gonna look so dumb because we're just gonna be squinting at the computer.
Anyway, so unfortunately, it's Watts. It seems to be. So yeah, like I guess they're just in the computer, and that's supposed to be the thing, is that the world wasn't real, and so like it's not like Merlot did the biology on the Grim or whatever. But like my question, if it is Watts, is how? Because I'm gonna need to look at the official. I'm gonna need to look at Volume 7 and 8 again, because I think it's just silly. I knew that Watts was around. This is what Watts was doing. After, like, making everyone think it was Penny that killed everyone in the rally, Watts decided to join up with Kilgore. Like, I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird if he's doing it while he's alive, and I think it's weird while he's doing it when he's dead, because there's no room in Salem's plans to be fucking around with the Justice League. It would make marginally more sense maybe if he was dead, because it's like his consciousness in the computer. But the first time that it happened, when they were transported during that Volume 7 time skip when they were training in the simulation, that had to be the real Watts, because the real Watts was still alive. Therefore, even if this is happening after Watts' death, he still did it while he's alive. And I think that's weird. I think that they should have just had it be Merlot, because at least Merlot is not part of Salem's faction. Merlot is not part of Salem's faction. He does not have time on his...
Part of me
Watts
feels
does
like
not have
there
the
is
time.
a bunch of RWBY fans who would be like, who?
I
If
don't
it was
care about
Merlot.
them. This is about me. Right?
But I guess I understand why they didn't want to do that.
Right. But they're stupid. Because people wanted Merlot, and Watts is going to create continuity problems. I can already tell.
Canon adjacent.
I
A
don't
wonderful
care.
word.
I don't care. So yeah, I just think that it's stupid. I think it's bizarre. I'm excited, I guess,
For the movie.
to see the part 2.
Yes.
Also, Juniper's not here, which is weird because
Yeah.
they had such a focus on like Cyborg is hitting on Nora, and like Jessica has this deep relationship with Jean that we're never gonna talk about
And Jean
again.
is dealing with Pyrrha being there again suddenly.
Yeah, and so I beg of you, I ask this of you. What was the point of having Jean be connected to one of the Justice League characters if he wasn't going to come back? Because that could have been like you made a connection between like, Yang and Jessica, because Yang is the big sister type and has dealt with, I don't know, people having panic attacks before. Like, you could have had that be Yang in theory, because they sort of did this thing, right, where it was like, oh, well, Blake and Yang are connected to Wonder Woman, and then Weiss is connected to Bruce, and then Ruby's connected to Superman. And then they had Jean be connected to Jessica, and that took a lot of time. And I thought it was sweet. I really liked it in that movie. But now seeing this, and knowing that on the official voice cast list, that Team Juniper is not present and they are seemingly not here, I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck was the point then? Because what was the point of having Juniper there, right? And having plot lines that involve Juniper if Jean is not interacting with Jessica anymore? That could have been like, again, Yang or something. Like, it could have been like, and that could have been like, oh, Yang is sisterly and helping her through it and whatever. Right? I don't know. So I'm just saying, I don't mind Yang and Blake being connected to Wonder Woman, by the way. I'm just saying that, like, or even Blake. I'm sure Blake has had a panic attack. Like, she's been through a lot. Like, I question why Juniper was included if they're not going to show up again, because it personally really annoys me.
I mean, I guess maybe the first one was more RWBY, where this is, so maybe it's like more focus is going to be on the Justice League
But in terms of the actual story...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think it was a waste of time.
I guess we're going to have to wait for when it comes out. When does it come out?
I don't know. There's no release date here. I think that they just... Actually, I think that they did have the release date. I think that they said it was the 31st. I think people are saying that it's October 31st. However, this does not seem to have...
I really wish that they would, I guess, release them as like a 2-part, so you get like...
Like the disc?
Like, yeah.
Maybe they will after, but like we already bought the first movie on DVD,
and
it didn't work.
It was
in
a
my
weird
computer.
DVD too. I mean, apropos of nothing, it also had like it had a handful of behind the scenes things, which was mostly just explaining RWBY to DC people.
Yeah.
And then it had a handful of Justice League Unlimited and Justice League episodes where the DC characters in the Justice League were like minified.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was a little odd, I would say,
but
generally speaking.
I think, I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. But those are my biggest nitpicks. That somehow Watts is involved, but all this is still canon. That the Blake cat ear thing for the sake of the continuity error that would occur in Volume 9. And also the fact that the Justice League characters that were attached to Team Juniper, like, not that they're useless, but that those plot lines from the first movie were functionally useless if Jean is not here with Jessica. The Green Light shipper, I don't know what they're calling them. The
Green Lanterns?
Lantern Night shippers, I don't know. People who are shipping Jean and Jessica, they're crying right now.
Oh, dear.
I know that they're so sad. So anyway,
God, it must be hard for, like, a ship that crack.
I know, right? And so, yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, what, necessary? Question mark. And so, yeah, so those are my problems.
I'm sure it'll be a good enough time.
Upon first glance, it'll probably be a good time, but I don't know if it's going to be, like, as good as part 1. And then also, like, I don't know, just worth my money. I won't buy the disc again, though, because the disc didn't work in my fucking computer. So anyway, still salty. We'll see you guys later. I didn't want this video to be this long. We're going to have to do something about that.
Oh,
Bye!
Bye!